quiet farms and villages, the pastoral countryside touched with autumn colors. Chateaus and churches, towns and villages slide away below our wings. For this is France, the southwest of France, rich and fertile, a land of legend and history. Here flows one of her great rivers, the Charente, placidly winding its way down to the Atlantic. Wild swans nest in the reeds. Great houses spring up along the tree-lined banks. The Charente flows through a rich land of great antiquity. The Romans built one of their great triumphal arches on the banks of the river. It still stands today in the city of Saintes. Here too their great amphitheater remains, almost as they left it. The land of the Charente is famous for its Romanesque churches. From the great cathedrals of the towns to the little churches of the country villages, they all show the love and care of the stonemasons who built and decorated them. The finest example of Romanesque arches are to be found in the church of Aulnay de Saintonge. Nowhere in this region are they better preserved. Almost certainly, Aulnay was built in the 11th century. The craftsmen of those days were influenced by the sculpture of the early Romans, but their native skills and genius shone through to make of Aulnay something unique, a poem carved in stone. The southeast portico is a fantastic work of art, with its 4 decorated arches, the outer one with its grotesque oriental animals. The beautiful statuary broken. In such a land with its lazy rivers and splendid churches, it would seem that there could be nothing but peace. Yet here, Protestant and Catholic fought together, killed each other, and desecrated their churches in the name of God and their faith. So long and bitter were these wars that some of these ancient churches were destined as much for military use as for religion, half church, half castle, like the fortified church of Écoyeux. And in front of the beautiful church of Jean-Sac-la-Palud, trophies of war like this cannon. The traditional port of the Charente country is La Rochelle. She too has seen her share of siege and battle, but the 2 great towers that flank the harbour now guard only pleasure yachts and fishing boats. The banners and lances on the walls of the town hall are today only for the tourist. just over 200 years ago, it was very different. For in 1745, all Europe was locked in that protracted struggle known as the War of the Austrian Succession. And in the north, far from the sunny lands of the Charente, the Battle of Fontenoy was fought. This was to be the last battle in the history of warfare in which two enemy commanders exchanged ceremonious salutes and offered each other the chance to fire first. At the Battle of Fontenoy, certain Irish regiments fought alongside the French. After the battle, one such regiment, the regiment of Clare, was stationed on the west coast of France. And a captain of the regiment, wounded at Fontenoy and wishing to retire from the army, came to the lands of the Charente. One day he made his way to a little town in the interior, which he judged would suit the purpose he had in mind. And here, in this cellar, he set up his business, writing to his friends, "I have established my house here, finding it more convenient for punctually executing those orders which we hope to be favored with by our friends. It is 40 miles from the sea, where we have fixed a proper person to see the goods we send down carefully shipped." His name was Richard Hennessey. The town in which he settled, Cognac, and his business, selling the brandy produced in this region. Today, in Cognac, there stands beside the Charente River the great establishment which has sprung from the Irish captain's venture of 200 years ago. Cognac is one of those select towns whose names are synonymous with their chief product. For Cognac, the drink, is the prince of brandies, and Cognac, the town, its home. Here, in its quiet way, is provincial life at its best, boasting a lightness and gaiety that only France can give. The town is the focus of the area, strictly regulated and delimited by French law, in which Cognac is produced. Only brandy distilled from grapes in this area may bear the magic name. Even within the Cognac region, there are variations of quality between one area and another. The Grand Champagne country yields the finest wine for distillation. Next is the Petite Champagne region. Then follows the Bordeaux, the Fin Bois, the Bon Bois, and the Bois Ordinaire region, which includes the offshore islands. Cognac is set in the center of the great stretches of rolling hills on which grow the vineyards which produce the grapes for making Cognac. These farms lie at the heart of the Cognac region. The vineyards form great estates centered around the beautiful houses of the French countryside, with their quaint names: La Bataille, La Gibauderie, La Billarderie.